Hello and welcome to the latest ZenootTV News Show with me, Nick Peters, and of course with Matt Chilton. Matt, I'd like to start off with the publication earlier this week of the Manufacturing Barometer, which had some fairly stark news about the way manufacturers view their prospects post the transition period at the end of this year, i.e. Brexit. They don't like it one bit.
Thanks, Nick. That's right. The Manufacturing Barometer highlighted, I think it's just uncertainty that both small and medium-sized manufacturers are nervous of at the moment. Just 3% said that they thought it would have a positive impact, i.e. Brexit would have a positive impact on their business, and 47% don't really know what they will do at the point of the transition period ending at the end of this year. So yeah, I think it's uncertainty and confusion, and I think, again, manufacturers simply asking for some clarity of what will happen and how will it impact them.
I think it's interesting that obviously the pandemic has just made everything geometrically more complicated and more uncertain for the whole sector. I noticed that the barometer suggested that manufacturers are looking for more support from government in terms of capital investment allowances, investment in made smarter type programs and so on. And hey presto, we appear to have seen at least a short-term increase in one of the allowances they were looking for.
Yes, that's right. So last week the Treasury confirmed that the temporary cap on annual investment allowance of £1 million would be extended until the 1st of January 2022. It was meant to run out at the end of this year. So I think for many businesses, a positive and hopefully the first step in the government supporting manufacturing going forward. I think for me, the nice part of this is if you were a manufacturer and you wanted to invest in some technology or some digital transformation efforts next year, as well as capital equipment, maybe robots and automation, and you were beginning to think, okay, where are we going to make our decision on what to do? Hopefully for some, this will open up the fact that they can do more than one thing, and the annual investment allowance will mean that they can really invest further in productivity improvement next year. So let's hope it's the first step of many from government to support the bounce back of British manufacturing next year and beyond.
Yeah, it's about 9 days before Rishi Sunak gives his spending review, so all eyes will be peeled to see what he has to say. Talking of Brexit, as we were a couple of minutes ago, one of the things that a lot of anti-Brexiteers have pointed out is that it could spell the end of significant investment by foreign companies, particularly large automotive OEMs in the UK. Well, that is not proving, at least as far as Nissan is concerned, to be the case.
Yes, that's right. So Nissan has given us a sneak peek of its new hybrid Qashqai, the third generation of this vehicle. In the same announcement, though, they have confirmed that this car will be manufactured in the UK at the Sunderland plant. So I think for many people that will be a positive. There's one cool fact when comparing the second generation, the current model, and obviously this future model that we're expecting in the spring of next year, is that the second generation was the fastest UK produced car to hit a production milestone of 500,000 cars made. So I think in the current climate, Nissan will be hoping that the third generation gets that record and takes it off the second gen. But I think we're all quite eyes wide open with the challenges facing the automotive sector. So good news for Nissan, and I'll be waiting to see more in the spring next year.
Great motor car, great motor car. Let's look at two more investment stories, really big companies with some very big contracts just announced.
Yes, a consortium led by Rolls-Royce has announced a plan for 16 new SMR, Small Modular Reactor nuclear power plants across the country, short term to create 6,000 jobs, obviously far more beyond that. One of the cool things I think for me is the plan that Rolls-Royce and partners have is that these reactors will be factory built essentially, so very, very different from the nuclear power plants that we have around the country at the moment. The other part to this is 80% of of the components of these plants would be manufactured here in the UK. So a strong British supply chain and a new idea, I think, on the future of nuclear. So let's hope they get the green light from government that they require, and we'll have more on this hopefully in the coming months and years.
Yes, it should be pointed out that Rolls-Royce already has one of these operating in Derby, so the technology is proven, and the fact that, as you say, they'll be factory built in modular form, it means that the costs will be brought right down, so very good news on that. And BAE Systems have won a contract for the Eurofighter Typhoon.
Yes, so this all stems from the German Air Force placing an order for 38 new Eurofighter Typhoon combat aircraft. BAE Systems in turn was awarded a £1.3 billion contract to provide support for this programme. They will be producing just over 1/3 of the components for these aircraft. The Eurofighter programme supports 5,000 jobs at BAE Systems and a further 10,000 in the UK economy. We've covered the Tempest programme in the last few weeks on this show, but still the Eurofighter Typhoon, keeps winning the headlines, and a big amount of money that's going into this for BAE. So let's hope that that continues for them.
Yeah, it's a great programme. I once had the pleasure and privilege of going into the sheds, as they call them, to look at the Eurofighter and indeed the F-35 being constructed. Absolutely wonderful experience. Matt, thank you very much indeed for being with us again. This has been a ZenootTV News Show. Don't forget, check in every week with Matt and me. See you next time.